Okay, so good morning everyone. We'll continue with our discussion. So go to page number 4 in your printout. We'll discuss forest types of India. Different types of forest which are found in our country. So if you look at this topic is not given in a very good way in your NCRTs. Hardly 7 forest types are given in your NCRTs. If you look at geography books that are available in market or environment books that are available in market, any book that you take, any geography book, any environment book, this topic is again not explained in a detailed way in any of your book that is available. Even if the topic is given in the book or any study material that you take, hardly 7 or 8 forest types would have been explained in that. But in reality, there are 16 types of forest in India. 16 types of forests in India. So you should be familiar with all of them. Now, how the question comes, what is the pattern that on which the questions are asked from this particular topic? See, this particular topic is mostly asked in MCQs. So in MCQ, what is the pattern of UPSC asking question from you from this particular topic? They will give you 3 or 4 hints. Hint number 1, that this forest is found in this particular area of the country. Hint number 2, related to climate, that you will see this much rainfall, you will see this much temperature in this forest. Next hint, they will give you name of the species which are found in the forest. Species, trees, not animals, trees. So by going through these 3 or 4 hints, you have to tell which type of forest they are talking about. They will give you 4 options. So out of 4 options, you have to select these 3 or 4 hints. They are related to which type of forest. So this is the most common pattern of asking question from this particular topic. So what you are supposed to do to prepare this topic? Next 4-5 pages are related to this topic. So from page number 4 to page number 9, if you go, page number 9, there is a map of India in which different forest types of India are shown. If you look at the index, name of different forest types are given. 16 forest types. So that means you should be familiar with all of them. You should be having knowledge about all of them. At least take some hints for each category of the forest. So if the question comes in exam, at least you are able to solve it by elimination. Even if not directly, you are able to attempt it by elimination. So that is what we will do. We will go through all these 16 forest types of India, and we will look at some of the hints related to these forests. So if you cover these pages, page number 4 to 9, this topic is done. Because this topic is not given in detailed way in any other material that is available to you. So if you practice this or if you study this rigorously, this topic would be closed once and for all for your exam. So we'll be starting the discussion on 16 forest types of India. Point number 15, page number 4. Okay, come to that. So initially two paragraphs of this topic, what is given? So when you start this topic, it will tell you that forest types depends on amount of rainfall. Like if heavy rainfall occurs, you will find rainforest. If low rainfall occurs, you will find dry forest. So one thing you can take out, that type of forest depends on rainfall. How much rainfall is occurring at that particular place. So what type of forest you will find depends on the climate, depends on the rainfall. In Western Ghats, you see rainforest. If you go to Rajasthan, Haryana or Punjab, you will see dry forest, scrub forest, because rainfall is less in some of the regions. If you go to mountains, Uttarakhand, Himachal, you will find montane forest. Montane means mountain. Forest which is found in mountain. So that depends which area you are in, what type of climate is there. So the climate will decide the characteristic of the forest first. Second, what else will play a role in the categorization of the forest? If you are present in plain region, type of soil that you see, which type of soil is present there will decide the characteristic of the forest. And if you are present in hill, your elevation will decide at what elevation you are. So your elevation will decide the category of the forest. So there are 3 or 4 factors that you have to consider: rainfall, temperature, soil, and elevation. They all play an important role in categorization of the forest. So initial 2 paragraphs you have to read and you have to understand these factors. So start reading initial 2 paragraphs which will tell you about the factors. Start reading the first 2 paragraphs. Okay. So what you can see, if the rainfall is more than 200 centimeter annual rainfall, what type of forest you will find? Rainforest. And if rainfall is less than 25 centimeter, you will find desert, that is scrub. Mostly bushes would be there. And then you have seen that in hilly region, elevation plays an important role. At what elevation you are. So these are the factors which decide what type of forest you are looking at. So if you consider these factors, India's forests are divided into 5 categories. Look below, the name of 5 major categories are given in alphabet. A, B, C, D, E. These are 5 major forest types of India. And if you look at numbers 1 to 16, they are subtypes. So total how many subtypes of forest you will find in India? 16. So this is what you have to study. 16 subtypes of forests that are present in India. Where they are found, what is their uniqueness, which species you will see. So if you pick hints for each forest type, so question will come like this only. So you will be able to attempt the question directly or even by elimination. And again, this topic you have to do lots of practice. In a single go, you won't be able to remember. So that depends how much practice you put in for this particular topic. But these 5 pages more than sufficient if you complete this rigorously. Okay. So look at category number A, moist tropical forest. Moist tropical forest, so by the name what you can understand, moist. That means it has good rainfall, moist. Tropical, tropical region, that means the temperature would be warm. So warm temperature, high rainfall, this type of forest. It has 4 subtypes, 1 to 4. So the very first subtype we will pick, tropical wet evergreen. Now go to the map first. Look where this particular forest is present. Now if you look at the map, the index is given in the same sequence, 1 to 16. So index category number 1, tropical wet evergreen. You will find this in Western Ghats. Look in Karnataka and Kerala. Look in Northeast. You will find two big patches. One in Western Ghats, one in Northeast India. So always remember big patches. You can ignore smaller ones. Do remember big patches. So two big patches you see. One in Western Ghats and second in Northeast India. Okay, come back to the discussion. See, this is tropical wet evergreen forest. So you can see a very dense forest with thick canopy. What is canopy? The green cover of the tree. Present in most the parts that you have seen, Western Ghats and Northeastern India. A complete dense forest, a lush green forest appearing like a carpet. Now this particular forest, if you look at the climatic characteristics, what it says, annual rainfall greater than 250 centimeter. Look at your printout. Annual rainfall greater than 250 centimeter. That means a very heavy rainfall occurs in these regions. Temperature 25 to 27 degrees Celsius in warm conditions. This forest is present in warm climate. And average humidity is also very high, 77%. So these are the climatic conditions. Highlight them. Okay. Most of the time the hint in your question comes related to climatic conditions. So what you can take out from this, that the climate is warm and has heavy rain. Due to high heat and humidity, trees of these forests do not shed their leaves together. What it means? See, there are two types of forest, two types of trees, evergreen tree and deciduous tree. Evergreen or deciduous. Two types of trees are found in India. In fact, everywhere. Evergreen or deciduous. What is a deciduous tree? Deciduous tree has a fixed leaf shedding season. Like if you go to deciduous forest right now, March or April, what you will find that leaf shedding will occur. Season is fixed, that every year in March or April, trees will shed their leaf. So deciduous trees have fixed season. Their timing is fixed for leaf shedding, the season when they shed their leaves. So you call such forest deciduous forest. Okay. Now what is evergreen? Evergreen forest, no matter when you go to this forest, which time of the year you will go to this forest, it will always appear green. It will never appear dry to you. What it means? It means the trees which are present here, the trees which you are looking at, they have different seasons for leaf shedding. Their timings are different. Their season is not fixed. So some trees will shed their leaves in month of January. Some trees will shed their leaves in the month of June and so on. Their timing is not fixed. So if you go to this forest in month of January, some trees would have shed their leaves, other will look green. If you go back to this forest in the month of June, some trees would have shed their leaves, others will look green. So as a whole, this forest will never appear dry to you, because the leaf shedding season is different for different trees. So it is always green. So that is why you use this word evergreen. See, this is a misconception that in evergreen forest, trees don't shed their leaves. So it is a wrong thing to say. Leaf shedding is important part of life cycle of a tree. Only difference is that in deciduous forest, leaf shedding season is fixed, March or April. So if you go to the forest in March or April, it will appear dry. But leaf shedding season in evergreen forest is not fixed. Leaf shedding season for every species is different. So it will always appear green to you. So that is why you say evergreen. So this is what the second point is. Due to high heat and high humidity, trees do not shed their leaves together. Evergreen forest. Leaf shedding is different for different species. Are you clear on the difference? Deciduous and evergreen? Okay. The trees often reach 45 to 60 meters in height. Trees are quite tall. Because water is available, sunlight is available, they can reach up to a good height. So trees have good height, 45 to 60 meters. From the air, tropical rainforest is broken only when it is crossed by large rivers. See what this point is saying? This point is saying that if you look at this forest, from above, you're looking from here, it is appearing like a green carpet. No breaks, only green. Breaks will appear if there is a river flowing, if there is a valley, if there is a mountain. That means if there is a physical barrier, then only you will see there is break in this green cover. Otherwise, this green cover will appear continuous. So what you will say, it's a dense forest. No breaks, continuous forest. Epiphytes are prominent feature. This is an epiphyte. Yesterday, you have written the definition of epiphytes. What is an epiphyte? Small plants that take support of large plants to grow. So you can see this plant is taking support of large plants to grow. So epiphytes are very common in rainforest or in tropical forest. Thick undergrowth is formed mainly of climbers. Undergrowth. See, what you are looking at, if you look at the forest from top, you are looking at canopy. But if you look at the forest from bottom, this is known as undergrowth. Okay. So if you look at the forest from top, this is canopy you are looking at, top cover. But when you are looking at the forest from bottom, you will see small bushes, you will see epiphytes. So you are looking at undergrowth. So undergrowth is also dense. This forest is dense from everywhere, from top, from bottom. Everywhere you will see green cover. Trees are dense, even small plants are also dense. So thick undergrowth is another characteristic. Do highlight these things. Okay, keep on highlighting them because these are the keywords that you are supposed to understand for your MCQ perspective. Thick undergrowth. That means vegetation at the floor. The timber of this forest, wood. Timber means wood. Wood that you get from the trees. So timber is fine-grained, hard and durable. That means you get good quality timber, good quality wood used in many products, used in furniture, boats, and even in manufacturing of homes. You get good quality wood. Then a point is written here. It has high commercial value, but it is highly challenging to exploit. What it means? It means that the wood that you get from this forest, suppose you have to cut down a tree here. You want to cut down a tree. Why? Because you want wood from this tree. You want to make furniture, boxes, or any articraft. So you want wood from this tree. Now it is very difficult to cut down this tree. First of all, you are looking at a dense forest. So in dense forest, even if you cut down this tree, how you will bring it down? How you will bring it down? It will not fall because it is surrounded by the trees. So you will have great difficulty in bringing it down. Suppose you have brought it down, you have flattened it, it has fallen. Now how will you bring it out? Because even if you brought it down, there is thick bushes all around you. So you will have great difficulty in bringing it out of the forest. So that is why the forest is good, and the wood that you get from this forest is also very good, but it is difficult to exploit. You are looking at commercial perspective. Commercially, it is very difficult to exploit. You cannot cut down a tree, you cannot bring it out. The labor cost will be very high. So that is why the word is written here, it is challenging to exploit. Due to what? Due to dense undergrowth. Then name of some species are written. You can remember first two, the name starts with M for both of them. These are the major species. You can see this is a mahogany tree ready to be planted in a forest. These are nursery beds in which these trees are grown and then they can be planted. So mahogany is the major species that you can understand, that you will find in this particular forest. So that I was telling you that most of the time the hints that comes in your MCQ is related to species also. So keep underlining the major species of each forest type. So in this forest types, you are looking at two major species. You can remember that both of their names starts with M, mahogany and mesua. Okay. Now come to category number 2, tropical semi-evergreen. Tropical semi-evergreen. So go to the map, look at the distribution. Same sequence. In index, same sequence. Tropical semi-evergreen. Okay, try to find this forest. It would be found near the first category only, where there is first category. In Northeast, Western Ghats, anywhere else? Odisha, yes, it's present in Odisha also. Uttarakhand also. Odisha and Uttarakhand, look at those patches. So always look at bigger patches. So in Odisha it is also present, in Uttarakhand it is also present. It's there? Okay. Semi-evergreen. Semi-evergreen, that means it would be less dense as compared to the previous one. The previous one would be more dense and this would be little bit less dense. Okay. Now, come to the hints, page number 5. Tropical semi-evergreen forest. They are dry. They are dry areas compared to wet evergreen. Compared to first category, they are dry. Why? Annual rainfall is 200 to 250 centimeter. Now what was the annual rainfall in first category? And what is the rainfall in this category? It has reduced. So you will say it is dry as compared to first category. Annual temperature varies from 24 to 27 degrees Celsius and humidity is 75%. So not much change in temperature or humidity. Dry season is not short like tropical evergreen forest. Here the dry season is little bit bigger because rainfall is less. So the dry season will be more. Important species are underlined: laurel and rosewood. You can see this is a laurel tree and this is rosewood. Rosewood is also known as bleeding tree, the tree in which it appears that the blood is coming out because of the red underwood that you see. Okay. So rosewood is known for rosewood is majorly used for furniture manufacturing in India. Okay. This particular tree has huge demand in furniture making industry. So it is majorly used for making handicrafts, articrafts and furnitures because the product that you make from this particular wood appears very beautiful. It has an aesthetic value. Even India exports rosewood products to foreign countries. Especially in European countries, the demand for Indian rosewood product is very high. So rosewood and laurel are some of the species that you see in this forest. Now, if you look at this forest is overall the density is very good, but this is less dense as compared to the first category. As compared to first category, this is little bit less dense. Okay. Now, next point, hardwood. What type of wood you get from it? Yesterday I told you the difference between hardwood and softwood. What is the difference? Hardwood does not float on water, while softwood floats. So you can transfer softwood through water, through rivers. Hardwood, similar to that in tropical evergreen forest. That means the wood that you get is similar to the first category. Except that these forests are less dense with more. What is pure stand? Same species. So where it is easy to exploit, easy to cut down a tree for raw material in pure stands. If you compare pure stand or impure stand, commercially, which is more preferable? Pure stands. So that is why what it is written here, that these forests have pure stands. So timber industry here is better. So industry would be better here because pure stands are present. It's easy to exploit. Okay. Second category we are done with. Third category, tropical moist deciduous forest. Go to the map. Look at category number 3. Try to find this category. You will easily find it. It's spread in very large area in India. Start looking from Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand, eastern India, even in northeast, it is present. Central India, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, on the coast of Andhra, and even in Western Ghats. Is there? Yeah. So if you compare the name of this category with the previous two, look at the names first. This is moist deciduous. What was the name of previous two categories? Evergreen. So you understand the difference between evergreen and deciduous. Evergreen, leaf shedding season is not fixed. Deciduous, leaf shedding season is fixed. Tropical, moist, deciduous. Warm climate, moist, rainfall would be good. Moist, deciduous. Now, look at this forest. The forest has some unevenness. You are looking at some unevenness in the forest. While if you look at the previous two categories, you will see that trees are of almost same height. In evergreen forest, trees would be having similar height. So the forest will appear uniform to you. But here, that uniformity is missing. Some trees are bigger, some trees are small. There is clear variation in the height. You can see a wave-like pattern in that green cover. Now some trees have gone bigger, some trees have remained smaller. There is no uniformity. Why? Because rainfall is little bit less. So if rainfall is less, water availability is also less, competition. So the tree who wins in competition would be bigger. The tree who is not able to win in the competition would be smaller. Because the resources have reduced, competition has increased. Less water, rainfall has reduced here. You will understand this. Read the first statement. Annual rainfall is from 100 to. Now, what was the rainfall in previous two categories? At least more than 200. But here the rainfall is reduced. So the resources have reduced, competition has increased. And that is why you see non-uniformity in the forest. Some trees are bigger, some trees are smaller. Annual temperature 27 degrees Celsius, humidity has reduced up to 60%. Rainfall is less, so humidity is also less. Now the next point, point number 2, read this yourself. This is what deciduous forest is. Read point number 2. Trees drop their leaves during spring, in the month of March or April. So that means leaf shedding season is fixed. This is the time when leaf shedding appears. So if you go to this forest in the month of March, April, May, the forest will appear dry. It will not appear green, it will appear dry. So what is written? The general appearance is bare. The general appearance is bare in summers. It means it will appear dry in summer. Tropical moist deciduous forest present irregular top story. It means the forest looks non-uniform. There is variation in the height of the trees. You can see that some of the trees are up to 25 meters, some of the trees can reach up to the height of 60 meters. There is variation in the height, no uniformity. These forests occupy a much larger area than evergreen forest. That you yourself have seen in the map. This forest had a large area. This forest occupies large area as compared to the previous two. So these forests occupy a much larger area than evergreen forest. But most of these forests have been cleared for cultivation. For cultivation it has been cleared. These provide valuable timber like teak. So teak is the major species of this forest. Teak tree, from which the wood, hardwood is obtained. This is teak wood, this is hardwood, okay, and it's very strong, very durable, and used in many products. Especially in furniture making in India, this wood is used. It's very durable, strong, long lasting. So if this hint comes in your exam, you are looking at a question and this hint comes in your exam, teak is the major species. So just this one hint can give you the answer. So if you are looking at this hint, teak is the major species, just select your answer, deciduous forest. Because teak is the major species of deciduous forest. That single hint can give you the correct answer. Okay. So underline this, teak, major species. Other species found in this forest are sal and amla. There are other trees which you will find here. It's comparatively easy to exploit this forest. Commercial exploitation is easy. Due to what? Due to high degree of gregariousness. Gregariousness means same, similar. So if the forest is appearing similar to you, what term you will use? Pure stands. What type of stands you find here? Pure stands. So that means it's easy to exploit the forest, easy to cut down the forest. Now come category number 4, go to the map. Littoral and swamp. Try to find this category in the map. Where you can find them? On the eastern coast of India. Eastern coast. Okay, what this particular area is? And that is, it is a coastal area. What is uniqueness about this coastal area? It's the point where rivers are forming delta. Ganga Brahmaputra delta, Mahanadi delta, Krishna Godavari or Kaveri delta. So these are the regions where river meets the ocean and a delta is formed. So this forest is also known as deltaic forest. This forest is also known as deltaic forest because it is present in the delta. Deltaic forest. Now read this about yourself. Okay, read this yourself and try to see the hints. Littoral and swamp, page number 6. Sorry? Swamps is a type of a wetland. It's a wetland in which you see wooden vegetation. You see woody plants along with water. Okay. So that region is called a swamp. That wetland is called a swamp. And if you see water body with grasses, no woody plant, that would be called marsh. So marsh is also a wetland, swamp is also a wetland. The difference is that in marsh, grasses would be present, grasses and water. In swamp, woody plants, trees would be present with water. Okay? Otherwise, they both are considered wetlands. This is a swamp, yes, this is a swamp. So which tree would be the major species here? Mangroves, you will find in coastal area. This is a mangrove. Mangrove trees have a unique property. What you call mangroves? You call them halophyte. Now what is a halophyte? Halophyte is that plant which can tolerate salinity. Halophyte is that plant which can tolerate salinity. So this is saline water. Mangroves can grow here easily. Other trees will struggle. Other trees cannot tolerate salinity. Mangroves can tolerate. So that is why in the water of ocean where salinity is very high, you can see growth of mangroves. So that is why you will use this term, mangroves are halophytes, salt tolerant plants. Now look at this root system. They have got extensive root system, very strong root system. So that is why mangroves are a barrier to high waves. If a high wave is coming to the coastal area, so these mangroves will break that high wave. These mangroves will act as a barrier to a high wave and protect the coastal area from flood or from increase in the water level. So they are a solution, or they can be used as a disaster management tool for high waves or even to break down tsunami, because they have got a very strong root system. Name of a tree, mangrove tree, is given Sundari. Second last point, Sundari. Sundari is the name of a mangrove species. It's a mangrove tree, Sundari. You will find this in Sundarbans, West Bengal. So Sundarbans are named after Sundari tree because you will find Sundari mangrove there. So that is why you call that place Sundarbans, West Bengal. Sundarbans are largest mangrove forest of the world. Largest mangrove forest of the world, Sundarbans. You can write it down here. Sundarbans, largest mangrove forest of the world. Okay. Now go to page number 5. Go to page number 5, from where the topic started. Put a tick mark on category number A. You have discussed all its subtypes. Put a tick mark on category number A. Read the name of category number B, dry tropical forest. So if you compare the name of category 1, category 2, category 1 was moist tropical forest. Category 2 is dry tropical forest. So that means there is difference of rainfall. Rainfall would be less here, dry tropical forest. It has got 3 subtypes, category number 5, category number 6 and category number 7. So 3 subtypes are there, 5, 6 and 7. We will start from category number 5, tropical dry evergreen. Go to the map. Same sequence, tropical dry evergreen. Try to find this. Where you will find it? Only in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is the only state where you will find it. No other state has this forest. So come to the discussion. Only in Tamil Nadu. Page number 6, point number 5. Tropical dry evergreen forest, where it is present along the coast of Tamil Nadu. Annual rainfall is very less, 100 centimeter. Very small rainfall occurs here. And in Tamil Nadu, you might have studied this in geography, rainfall comes from which monsoon? Northeast monsoon. Mostly from northeast monsoon. So highlight that also, that this forest receives rainfall from northeast monsoon. Annual temperature is 28 degrees Celsius. Conditions are warm. Humidity is also very high, 75%. Short statured trees. Short statured trees. Trees will not be very high. Trees would be having less height. Short statured. Statured means their height is, short statured means their height is not more. With complete canopy, forest is dense. Important species are highlighted there. Jamun, tamarind are major species. Most of the land under this forest has been cleared. So there is a big problem of deforestation. Most of the land under this forest has cleared for agriculture and for Casuarina plantation. Look at this. This is Casuarina. You have planted same species, plantation. So natural forest has been cut down and Casuarina plantation has been done along the coast of Tamil Nadu. So you can highlight this also. Casuarina will also be a major species. So highlight this also, Casuarina. Okay. So Casuarina plantation has been done because the wood of this tree is used by the coastal communities. They use it as a fuel wood. So Tamil Nadu Forest Department has planted this in large number because the wood of this tree is used as a fuel wood in coastal areas. So most of the land under this forest has been cleared for agriculture or Casuarina plantation. 95% of natural forest cover has been destroyed. So you can see a huge man-made impact in this forest. 95% of the forest has already been destroyed. And the species composition of remaining forest has been altered. The species composition has been changed. So you see lots of anthropogenic disturbance here. Species composition of remaining forest has been altered by heavy human use, which includes removal of all taller trees. So what used to be the natural forest, now you will not find that natural forest. That natural forest has been damaged. Okay. Now category number 6, tropical dry deciduous forest. Go to the map. Start looking, you will easily find this. Tropical dry deciduous. Start from Punjab. Start from North India, Punjab. And even in Tamil Nadu, you will find. So you can easily interpret from the map itself that area-wise, this is the largest forest type of India. So right here itself in the map, in front of tropical dry deciduous, area-wise, largest forest type. Area-wise, largest forest type. Okay. Tropical dry deciduous. So you can see the forest is not much dense. The density is very less. Also, the forest is appearing dry to you. Deciduous forest, in which leaf shedding season is fixed. So let's see the hints. Point number 6, page number 6, tropical dry deciduous forest. Annual rainfall is 100 to 150 centimeter, not much. It's a average rainfall. The rainfall is not high. These are similar to moist deciduous forest. You have seen category number 3. See the name of category number 3. Tropical moist deciduous. And what is category number 6? Dry deciduous. So can you understand the difference? Moist deciduous would be having more rainfall. Dry deciduous would be having less rainfall. So this is what is written in point number 1. They are similar to moist deciduous forest and shed their leaves in dry season. Leaf shedding season is fixed. Major difference is that they can grow in areas of less rainfall. That is what you can understand. Dry deciduous, they can grow in less rainfall. They don't need high rainfall. They have uneven canopy. What do you understand by this? They have uneven canopy. Yeah. Somewhere forest would be dense. As you can see, somewhere the density is good. But in some point, the density is not there. So uneven canopy. At some places it is dense, at some places there is no density of the forest. The forest composed of mixture of few species of deciduous trees which can go up to a height of 20 meters. So if you compare it with evergreen forest what you saw, that trees can reach to 60 meters. But here the height is 20 meters only. Trees are not that big. Important species are teak. Again that species came. So highlight that, teak. So teak is the major species of deciduous forest. Whether it is moist deciduous forest or whether it is dry deciduous forest. Teak is the major species. Red cinders also. Red cinders is also a species of deciduous forest. Large tracts of this forest have been cleared. That means again you see a human impact here. Large tracts have been cleared. Now go to the map, look at category number 7. Find this in the map, tropical thorn. Tropical thorn forest. Start from Punjab. Even in peninsular India, you will see. So this means the forest area is quite large. Thorn forest. Go to page number 7 and read about this yourself. Read this forest type yourself. Okay. So you can see that annual rainfall is very less, 75 centimeter, dry forest. Look at that image. There is no density in the forest. Scattered trees. And that too of very short height, small. These trees, what is written, have long root system so that it can reach the groundwater. And also, these trees have thorns on them. Bubble tree is known for thorns so that animals don't eat them. This is their strategy against grazing. Now go to page number 5 again and put a tick mark on category number B. You have gone through all the subtypes. Dry tropical forest. Put a tick mark on category number B. Read the name of category number C. Montane subtropical forest. Montane. Montane means now you are going to hilly region. Mountain. The forests which are present in hills, the forests which are present in mountains. And from this category onwards, you will have difficulty in finding them. Because first 7 categories you can easily locate them on the map. The big patches were there. But now onwards, very small patches would be there and you will have difficulty in finding them. Okay. So category number C, montane subtropical forest, and its subtype. 3 subtypes are there, 8, 9 and 10. So we'll start with category subtype 8. Subtropical broad-leaved hill forest. Okay. Go to the map. Category number 8, subtropical broad-leaved hill forest. Try to find this in the map. Again, very small patches would be there. You will have little bit difficulty in searching them. Okay, I'll tell you about them. See between Nepal and Bhutan. A small region between Nepal and Bhutan. Is there? Sea between Assam and Meghalaya. Can you find these 2 patches? Between Nepal and Bhutan and between Assam and Meghalaya, this forest is there. So just remember these two places. These two are the only big patches of this forest. Now one hint which you can remember from this map itself. Look at your map, and in your map at the top, numbers are written. 76, 80, 84, 88, numbers are written on the top. They are longitudes. They are longitudes. So what you can remember, that this forest is found on the east of 88-degree longitude. It's written in your printout. Just see this yourself first. This forest is found on the east of 88-degree longitude. So this hint alone is sufficient to give you the answer. If this hint comes in exam, just by reading this hint, you can pick out your answer. 88-degree longitude, only on eastern side of that you will find subtropical broad-leaved hill forest. Okay. Subtropical broad-leaved hill forest. Annual rainfall is 75 to 125 centimeter. It is varying, but the rainfall is low. Average annual temperature is 18 degree to 21 degrees Celsius. Temperature has reduced. Why? If you compare previous categories, the average temperature is less here. Why? Because you are moving to hills. Humidity is 80%. See, if rainfall is less, 75 to 125 centimeter, why humidity is 80% here? Humidity should also be low. Why humidity is 80% if the rainfall is low? What it is related, how it is related to pressure? It is nearer to? Oh, no, I don't think so. Can you tell me why, if rainfall is low, then humidity is that much high in hilly regions? Hills you are looking at. Yeah? Pressure increases. Pressure increases in hilly region. So for that, the humidity should also be less if convection is less. Sorry? Wind direction. In hilly region, mist formation occurs. Fog, light version of fog is mist. Okay. So mist which is formed in hilly region, it's a natural phenomena. And how mist is formed? It is formed from water vapor. Suspended water vapor you see in mist. So if water vapor is suspended, that means humidity would be high. Mist consists of water vapor. So this high humidity is due to mist that you see in hilly region, which reduces your visibility. Okay. Found in eastern Himalayas. So yeah, you can look at this hint. This was the hint that I was talking about. Found in eastern Himalayas to the east of 88-degree longitude. Just highlight this. Okay. Commonly found species, evergreen oak. Again, you can remember the name of this species only. Oak is the major species of this forest. You can remember the name of this one species. This would be sufficient to give you the answer. Oak is the major species. Climber and epiphytes are common. Epiphytes you already know, which take support of large plants. These forests are not so distinct in southern parts of the country. You have seen that in the map also, that you were able to find this forest only in northeast India. This forest is present in very small patches in South India. You don't have to remember small patches. Remember the big patches. Where you saw the big patches? Northeast India. That's it. Just remember that. It is a stunted rainforest. Stunted rainforest means the height of the tree would be less compared to evergreen forest. Okay. If you look at this forest, the trees appear quite good. The height of the tree is high. The height of the tree is more. But you have to do a comparison. It is saying stunted rainforest. It is not saying stunted forest. It is saying stunted rainforest. That means height of the tree would be less compared to rainforest. So, stunted rainforest, the height of the tree is not much as compared to rainforest and is not so luxuriant. Not so luxuriant means not dense. It is not dense as compared to what is written? Tropical evergreen. Okay. The forest is not dense as compared to tropical evergreen. Now go to category number 9, subtropical moist pine. Find that in the map. Try to search that in the map. Kashmir, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Arunachal, and Nagaland. Nagaland also, Nagaland and some portion of Manipur. Were you able to find this? So from the name itself, you can take out the major species. Which would be the major species? What is written in the name? Subtropical moist pine. Pine tree. This is pine tree. So pine tree is a which type of tree? Shaped like a cone. Coniferous. Coniferous trees. So let's read about this. Page number 7. Point number 9. Subtropical moist pine forest found at the elevation between 1000 to 2000 meter. Highlight the elevation. Cheer or cheel is the most dominant tree. See, this is the Hindi name of pine tree. In Hindi, you call it cheer or cheel. That is pine tree only. Is the most dominant tree which forms pure stands. You can see the image, pure stands, same species. It provides valuable timber for furniture, boxes and buildings, especially in hilly region. The wood is used for many purposes. And then another usage is written. It is also used for producing resin and turpentine. Resin. If you cut the bark of this tree, remove a small portion of the bark, a wax-like substance will appear from the tree. Okay, so this is obtained from the bark of pine tree, resin. Resins are used in medicines, especially in Ayurvedic medicines, in different industries. Some species in hilly region, they give you oleoresin. This is resin. Oleoresin is its subtype. Oleoresin has a fragrance, and oleoresin is used in manufacturing of perfume and deodorants. Very high demand because of the natural fragrance that you get from this product. So the perfumes or deos which are made up of oleoresin, you will see that they have a premium price because you are using a natural fragrance which is coming from a tree, no artificial fragrance. So what is resin? Resin is a wax-like substance that you get from pine tree. You have to remove the bark and it will slowly come out. Okay. It's little bit thick, and also from its wood, this turpentine oil is manufactured. This is turpentine oil that you see. So it is also obtained from pine tree. So you can see different byproducts. It is also used for producing resin and turpentine. Subtropical pine forest provide enormous economic benefits to the country. Why we are saying economic benefits? Because you get so many products from it. It provides employment to the people. Okay. It is a source of livelihood. So it provides enormous economic benefits by generating employment. So we have completed till category number 9. Go to the map. Look at category number 10. Subtropical dry evergreen forest. Try to search this in the map. Can you find this? Look in Kashmir. A very small patch is given in Kashmir, subtropical dry evergreen. You saw that? In Kashmir. Now where you saw the first patch, move little bit southwards. Move little bit southwards. On the border of Himachal and Uttarakhand, you will again find this patch. Is there? Move little bit southwards to the first patch. On the border of Himachal and Uttarakhand. So you can say Kashmir, Himachal, Uttarakhand. These are the places where you will find this forest. Done? Now read about this yourself. Give it a reading yourself. Okay, what is the very first hint says? Found up to 1000 meters. What was the elevation of previous category? 1000 to 2000 meters. That means it is present in the lower elevation. It is up to 1000 meters. Previous categories was beyond 1000 meters. So highlight that hint and complete this. It is written in the third point, low scrub forest. Low scrub forest, what it means? That you will find small bushes in the forest. You will find small bushes in the forest. Along with trees, small bushes would be present. Low scrub. And here in this image, you can see the major species, olive. This is the tree from which olive oil is extracted. Okay. So this tree also gives you a byproduct, olive oil is extracted from it. So go to page number 5 and put a tick mark on category number C. You have done all the subtypes. Now look at category number D. Montane temperate forest. Now if you compare the name of category C and category D, what difference you can take out? C was montane subtropical. This is montane temperate. So that means the temperature would be low. The temperature would reduce. Elevation would increase. Temperature would reduce. You are going to higher elevations now. So category 11, 12 and 13. 3 subtypes are there. 11, 12 and 13. So let's see the map first. Category number 11. Montane, wet, temperate. Try to find this. Where it is present? Arunachal, Nagaland, yeah, between Assam and Meghalaya also. Between Assam and Meghalaya, you see a very small patch. So, Arunachal, Nagaland, Assam, Meghalaya, these are the states. Montane, wet temperate. Grows at a height of 1800 to 3000 meter. So now you can see the elevation. Elevation has increased 1800 to 3000. What was the elevation in previous categories? 1000, 2000, at max 2000. But here the elevation is increased, that it is found from 1800 to 3000 meter above sea level. Annual rainfall is 150 to 300 centimeter. The variation is very high. Somewhere the rainfall is 150, at some point it doubles. It can go up to 300. Why there is so much variation? That rainfall almost doubles. Why there is so much variation here? Okay, and yeah, the reason is simple. In a hilly region, you will have heavy rainfall in one side. Yesterday only, if wind has to move to the opposite side of the hill, it will cause heavy rainfall here. And when wind will go here, it will become dry. So you will have heavy rainfall on one side and you will have relatively less rainfall on opposite side. Okay. That is when you see the variation, that is 75 to 500 you are talking about, that is some of the littoral forests are found in interior parts of the country. In lakes, around lakes you see, in lakes in Kashmir or even in lakes in Rajasthan. So there the rainfall is less. So the less rainfall is concerned with that region. Okay, coming back to this, the variation that you see here, 150 to 300. Why the variation is there? Because you are talking about hills. On one side rainfall would be more, on one side rainfall would be less. Rain bearing, rain shadow region. So that is why the variation, 150 to 300 centimeter, annual temperature is 11 degree to 14 degree. So you can see that temperature has reduced. Why temperature has reduced? Because elevation has increased. Because you are going at higher elevation, temperature will fall. Trunks have large girth. Trunks have large girth. What it means? If you look at this stem of the tree, stem, trunk, you call it trunks, stem, have large girth. Girth means its circumference. So stem have large circumference. Trees are broad. Their bases are broad. Trunks, stem, girth, circumference. So trunks have large circumference. Stems are broad. Just write there itself, trunks means stem. Trunks means stem. And girth means circumference. Branches are clothed with mosses, ferns and epiphytes. You will find small plants also on the tree branches. Trees rarely achieve a height of 6 meters. You can see the trees are small here. The trees don't have much height. The trees are smaller. Their bases are broad. Their bases are broad, but height is less. And Devdar is a major species. This is what you can remember about this forest. Devdar is the major species. Which type of tree it is appearing? It's a coniferous tree, shaped like a cone. See, Devdar tree is alone sufficient to give you the answer. You can highlight or you can remember the single species, Devdar. Earlier when railway lines used to be constructed, so now you have a concrete slab between the railway line. You have a concrete slab between two railway lines. Earlier there used to be wooden slab. Now from where that wooden slab used to come? That wooden slab used to come from Devdar trees. That we used to cut the Devdar tree and we used to put wooden slabs between railway lines. More railway lines you put, more Devdar trees you will cut. And then you have to replace those wooden slabs after 4 or 5 years. So when Britishers started Indian railways, they started cutting down this tree because the wood that you get from this tree is very hard, very durable. So this tree was preferred as a wooden slab between the railway lines. Now the usage has been stopped. Now you have concrete slabs. But earlier this tree was used. So railway expansion in India had a great damaging effect to this forest. More railway line you put, more trees you will cut. So that is what Britishers used to do before independence. So this forest suffered heavy damage due to expansion of railways during British time. Move to category number 12, Himalayan moist temperate forest. See this in the map, Himalayan moist temperate. Okay, Kashmir, Himachal, Uttarakhand. Kashmir, Himachal, Uttarakhand. 3 patches are there. No, this is not Gujarat. Gujarat, that one that you are looking at, this is dry deciduous in Gujarat. Okay, so Kashmir, Himachal, and Uttarakhand. Move to page number 7. Let's read about it. Point number 12, page number 7. Himalayan moist temperate forest. Annual rainfall varies from 150 to 250. Again you are looking at variation. Why you are looking at variation? Because you are looking in hilly region. At some region rainfall would be high, rain bearing region. In some region rainfall would be less, rain shadow region. That is why there is variation. Occurs in temperate zone of Himalayas between, what is the elevation? Highlight that. 1500 to 3000 meters. So elevation has increased 3300 meters. Mainly composed of coniferous species. So it consists of coniferous species, and coniferous trees are most common. These coniferous forests are similar to those seen in other parts of Europe. So the forest that you see in European countries, this forest is similar to that. Species occur in pure stands. Highlight that. Species occur in pure stand. And look at this species, silver fir. Silver fir and spruce. Name starts with S, both of them. So they are the major species, silver fir and spruce. Come to the map, look at category number 13, Himalayan dry temperate forest. You will find this in Kashmir and Ladakh, Himalayan dry temperate. Look in your map, Kashmir and Ladakh. Is there? Kashmir and Ladakh? Now read about this yourself. Complete this category yourself. So what occurs here? Mostly snowfall. Mostly snowfall. And it is written coniferous forest with xerophytic shrubs. What is xerophyte? Yesterday we have discussed what is xerophyte. which can grow in less water. So you can see that shrubs are here, small bushes are here. These small bushes can grow in less amount of water. Xerophytic shrubs. And average temperature is quite less. It even goes to single digit, 5 to 16 degrees Celsius. Okay. Because of the heavy snowfall, cold conditions are there. Ash is the major species, ash tree is the major species of this. Go to page number 5, put a tick mark on category number D. Mountain temperate. And look at category number E, alpine forest, alpine. So this is the last type of forest that we will study, alpine. 3 subtypes are given, 14, 15, 16. 3 subtypes are given, 14, 15 and 16. What you can remember, that all 3 of them would be present at the same place. Category 14, 15, 16, you will find them at the same place. So if you look at the map, subalpine and alpine, that means all categories are present at same place. Start from Kashmir. Kashmir, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Arunachal. Okay, no, not in Assam and Meghalaya. No, it's not present. It's not present in Assam, Meghalaya or Tripura. It is only present in Kashmir, Himachal, Uttarakhand and Arunachal. So by looking at this map, you can take out one information. This is the highest elevation forest in India. This is the maximum height at which you will find the forest. Beyond this, you will not find the forest. This is the highest elevation of forest in India, alpine forest. All 3 of them you will find together, 14, 15, 16. So that is why their name is written in the same category in the index. Come to page number 8. Alpine forest. Okay. These forests are found altitudes above 2,900 meter. Highlight that. Can be divided into subalpine, moist alpine and dry alpine. 14, 15 and 16. 3 categories. All 3 you will find together. So we will take category number 14 first. Subalpine consists of low alpine scrub. What it means? Low alpine scrub. That means small bushes. What you will find here mostly? Small bushes. Low alpine scrub. Mostly small bushes you will find. Okay. It is mixture of coniferous and broadleaf. Both type of trees exist here. Fir and spruce. You can see spruce. This is a coniferous tree. Spruce are important species. And the last point, it is found in the altitude between 2900 to 3200 meter. Highlight that. It is found in altitude between 2900 to 3200. Go to category number 15. Moist alpine scrub. What is written? Low evergreen dense growth of rhododendron. Now look at this tree, rhododendron. Colorful flowers, but height is small. Small height. So that is what it is written. Low evergreen dense growth. Low evergreen dense growth means the trees are small. As you can see in this image, rhododendron does not have good height. Low evergreen dense growth of rhododendron. So highlight rhododendron. It is the major species. What is the altitude? Read point number 2. 3000 to 3500 meter. Now compare this elevation with the previous one. What was the elevation in previous one? 2900 to 3200. What is the elevation in this one? So that means your elevation is increased. Moist alpine scrub receives heavy snowfall. This forest is in this region where heavy snowfall occurs. Snow covers the ground for more than 5 months of the year. Due to heavy snowfall, you will find good snow cover. Read the last point. Last point. You will find less human disturbance here due to its remoteness. Last category, category number 16, dry alpine scrub. Uppermost limit of scrub xerophytic. What it means? Uppermost limit. It means this is the last point where you see some vegetation in India. Because after this, you will not find any tree, you will not find any plant. Uppermost limit. This is the last point where you see some green cover. Uppermost limit of scrub. That means mostly bushes you will find. Scrub. Mostly bushes. Xerophytic. What type of bushes? Xerophytic. What it means? They can tolerate water scarcity. So uppermost limit of scrub xerophytic, dwarf shrubs, small shrubs, over 3,500 meters above sea level. Now compare elevation of all three. First category, elevation was 2,900 to 3,200. Second category, up to 3,500. Third category, beyond 3,500. Now you understand that they all three will be present at the same place. Depends which elevation you are. It depends on which elevation you are talking. They all three would be present at the same place. Juniper. Juniper is an important species. Highlight that. And read the remaining 2 points. Which one? Yeah, that is the adaptation of some of the broadleaf trees that you see, because in this region snowfall occurs. So what some broadleaf trees do, they shed their leaves before snowfall. So they are not overburdened with snowfall. So this is a unique thing that you see in India's forest, that in some of the cold regions broadleaf trees are also present. This adaptation is very much unique to Indian forest, that you suppose that you will find coniferous forest in cold regions. But in Himalayas, in some of the places, broadleaves are also present. So how to revise this topic? Now you have seen 16 forest types of India. I told you the pattern of question. So far, UPSC has asked you. They will give you 3 or 4 hints in the exam. They will give you 4 options and they will ask you what option is correct. So 16 forest types you discussed. That means you have to pick, or you have to understand the hint of these forest types, so that if the question comes, even with elimination you are able to attempt. So how to revise this, how to remember the 16 forest types? What I told you, in a single go you won't be able to remember. This totally depends on your practice. Apart from these 5 pages, you will not find this much detail in any of your book or any of your study material, not even in NCERTs. These 5 pages more than sufficient. But how to revise that? Take a blank map of India. Whatever forest type you remember, without looking here, try to map it. Try to map the forest types where you think that it might be present. Try to write the hint in a blank paper, what you can recall. Then cross-check whether your positioning was right or whether your facts that you have written were right. So if you do this trial and error things 4 or 5 times, you would be comfortable in this topic. Otherwise, there is no short trick, there is no shortcut to practice this. It will take your time, your effort to master this. But these 5 pages, if you do this once and for all, your topic is done. So that depends on you, how you practice. Are you clear till this point? Okay. We'll continue after a break then. Okay, we resume now. Go to page number 10. This is the new topic that we'll start with, climate change. Thank you. So climate change is your new topic that we will discuss. So before understanding climate change, or before going into details of climate change, we should understand the difference between climate and weather. What is the difference between climate and weather? Then only you can tell what is climate change. See, weather is a short-term phenomena. So if you are reading today's newspaper, and in that newspaper, that information is given that what would be the maximum temperature of Hyderabad today, what would be the minimum temperature of Hyderabad today, what would be the humidity. So when you are reading this report on day-to-day basis, it is a short-term phenomena. You call it weather. So weather is a short-term phenomena related to cloud cover, temperature, humidity. But when you see short-term phenomena for a long time, let's say for a month, so when you expand this short-term phenomena to a longer duration, it is called climate. So weather is a short-term phenomena and climate is a long-term phenomena. That is the difference between weather and climate. Now your friend living somewhere else calls you and he says that I want to come to Hyderabad, what luggage or what type of clothes I should carry. So you answer accordingly that the climate in Hyderabad is little bit warm right now, so you package your luggage accordingly. So why you are answering this question? Because you know that what is the climate of Hyderabad in the month of March. You have seen this since last 15 years. This is your experience that what would be the climatic conditions of Hyderabad in the month of March. So this is a trend. This is your experience. But if something happens which is not according to the trend, which is not according to the experience, then you say climate is changing. Some extreme event occurs which has not happened earlier. Something else happens which is not according to the trend. So you say that long-term phenomena is changing or climate is changing. So once again, weather is a short-term phenomena, climate is a long-term phenomena. And when there is a change in long-term phenomena, you say that climate is changing. Okay. Read point number 1, first 2 paragraphs. Read that. Point number 1. Okay, so what is written that whenever there is change in long-term conditions, you say that climate is changing. What is the reason that is given here? Why climate change is occurring? Because of greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases is the biggest reason behind climate change. They are responsible for climate change. And that is what we will take into consideration. That what are greenhouse gases and why they are causing climate change. Headlines like these are very common in newspaper nowadays. Climate change impact far greater, frequent and disruptive than previously understood. So what we used to believe that climate change, what damage it can cause. But now the new research says that climate change is even more dangerous. What we used to believe, the threat is even bigger. The impact would be far greater, what we used to believe. So that means it's a existential threat to humanity. Human habitations can be wiped out due to this. Heat waves around the world push people and nations to the edge. Heat waves. Every year heat waves are getting intense and intense. The average temperature is on rise. Every year is warmer than the previous one. So that shows global warming is real, climate change is real. And that is why you see so many problems all around the world. Recent headlines if you see. Amazon caps brutal year of fires and drought. Amazon. You're talking about the dense forest. 2024 was a brutal year for Amazon rainforest. Why? Because of rampant wildfires, that extreme wildfires which has never happened before. What it tells you, the temperature is rising. In the newspaper article, it is clearly written why these wildfires are happening. It is happening due to warming climate, the heat waves, the temperature which is on rise. It is the worst year for fires since 2005. So 2024, so many forest fire incidences happened in Amazon. It is considered as the worst year for forest fire since 2005. Some fires were set to more easily clear land. That means that some of the fires were that devastating that the whole land was cleared. No sign of forest was left. Forest was destroyed completely. 2024 experienced extreme effects of climate change. Now this is the official information coming from United Nations. United Nations report says that there was trail of extreme weather conditions. Extreme weather conditions were seen all over the world in 2024. And 2024 is considered warmest ever recorded. Warmest ever year in the history of humankind since we had data of temperature. Since then, 2024 was the warmest year. So what these news articles are telling you, that every year is getting warmer than the previous one. Global warming is increasing. We saw some new record highs. Record highs of what? More heat. Even WMO confirms it. World Meteorological Organization, which is the topmost organization of the world, which takes care of or which gives you information about climate phenomena. They also say that we have observed new record highs. And there would be, in future, what you will see, there would be extreme weather events. It will keep on increasing. The extreme weather events will keep on increasing. More cyclones, more floods, more droughts, unpredictable weather. So this is all resulting, or all these headlines that you see here, what they are telling you. They are telling you that climate change is a very big problem. And every year is getting worse as compared to the previous one. When you receive this PPT, just go through these articles, search them on internet. All of these articles are from Hindu. Search them from internet and read them, go through them. You will have a better understanding that what is happening at present. Okay. Greenhouse gases we are talking about, that greenhouse gases are responsible for climate change. But before that, you should understand what is greenhouse effect. Then only you will understand what problem greenhouse gases can cause. This is a greenhouse. So greenhouse are designed like that, their design is like that they will allow solar radiation to enter. Greenhouse will allow solar radiation to enter, but it will not allow it to escape. It will capture the solar energy. It will capture the heat. So solar radiation can enter, but cannot escape. So it will capture the heat, it will capture the energy. So if you go inside a greenhouse, you will feel little bit more warm. You will feel that the temperature is little bit high. Why? Because greenhouse traps the heat. Greenhouse captures the heat. Its design is like that. Now why they are designed? So that you can grow fruits and vegetables inside. Okay, so that you can provide suitable temperature to fruits and vegetables. That is why we construct greenhouse. So greenhouse captures heat. It traps the heat. Same effect is seen in the atmosphere of Earth. Earth is surrounded by atmosphere, gases. Radiation which is coming from sun to Earth, Earth captures some of this radiation and reflects back the remaining. Okay, so these are the two processes that you have to consider, that radiation coming from sun, Earth captures some of it Earth reflects back. So the radiation which is coming from sun, it has short wavelength. So when Earth receives it and Earth reflects it back, its wavelength changes. It becomes long wavelength radiation. So there is a change in the wavelength of the radiation when it is reflected back by the Earth. Greenhouse gases are present in Earth's atmosphere. In Earth's atmosphere, greenhouse gases are present, like carbon dioxide, water vapor. What greenhouse gases do? Greenhouse gases allow this radiation to pass. The radiation which is coming from sun, greenhouse gases will allow it to pass. It enters Earth. But when Earth send this radiation back, greenhouse gases blocks it. They will not allow it to pass. Okay. So the radiation coming from sun can enter Earth, but the radiation which Earth is sending back, it will not go back, because greenhouse gases will not allow it. They will trap this radiation. Because greenhouse gases will allow the short wavelength radiation, they will block the long wavelength radiation. So if greenhouse gases block this radiation, it will lead to energy trap, and this energy trap will increase the temperature of Earth. And Earth's temperature will keep on increasing. In short, you call it global warming. So why Earth's temperature is increasing? Because of this greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect is shown by greenhouse gases, in which they trap the radiation. More greenhouse gases you put in atmosphere, more temperature will increase. Okay. So this is the most logical reason that you can think why climate change is happening. Climate change is happening due to greenhouse gases. Read point number 2, greenhouse effect. So are you done with this? Now you know what is greenhouse effect? Energy trapping done by greenhouse gases. Some of the greenhouse gases, okay, so you can write here itself example of greenhouse gases in printout, right here itself example of greenhouse gases. Any other gas? Yeah? No, carbon monoxide is not a greenhouse gas. No. Okay, HFC. Yeah? Hydrofluorocarbon. Any other example that you can think of? Ozone, yes. Ozone is a greenhouse gas. Nah, they are not gases. Debris are not gases. SO2 is not a greenhouse gas. I'll write it down. Okay, write the name of these 10 greenhouse gases. They can do energy trapping. First, carbon dioxide. Second, methane. Third, chlorofluorocarbon. Fourth, water vapor. Fifth, hydrofluorocarbon, HFC, hydrofluorocarbon. Sixth, ozone. Seventh, N2O, nitrous oxide, nitrous oxide. Eighth, HCFC, hydrochlorofluorocarbon, hydrochlorofluorocarbon. Ninth, PFC, perfluorocarbon, PER, perfluorocarbon. Perfluorocarbon. 10th, SF6. SF6 is hexafluorosulfide. Hexafluorosulfide. These are 10 greenhouse gases which can do energy trapping. More gases like this you put in atmosphere, more fossil fuels you burn, Earth's temperature will increase. From where they are released? Mostly from fossil fuels. Okay. So this is the present situation right now, that these gases are causing climate change on Earth. Now one term that you should be familiar with, carbon neutral, because this term comes in your newspapers quite a lot or in your current affairs. So you should be familiar with this term, carbon neutral. What it means? Carbon neutral is a eco-friendly concept, okay. Environment friendly, eco-friendly concept, carbon neutral. And as the awareness among consumers are increasing, companies are trying to become carbon neutral. But what is carbon neutral? So carbon neutral means if there is a place and it releases carbon dioxide, if there is a place which is releasing carbon dioxide, an industry which is releasing carbon dioxide. Let's consider industry. Industry releasing carbon dioxide. So the amount of carbon dioxide they released, if they absorb same amount of carbon dioxide, if they absorb same amount of carbon dioxide which they are releasing, so amount of carbon dioxide being released equals to amount of carbon dioxide being absorbed. You say that the place has become carbon neutral. If an industry is releasing carbon dioxide due to its activities, but they are also doing some eco-friendly activities. Let's say they are planting trees, they are doing waste management, so they are absorbing carbon from atmosphere. So if carbon dioxide release becomes equal to carbon dioxide absorb, how much you release? Same amount you absorb. So that means you are not putting any burden on nature. You are not putting any burden on environment. Or in fact, you have become, what you have become? Carbon neutral. If you order your food from Zomato, once you are done with the payment, what message comes on your app? That your food delivery is a carbon neutral food delivery done by Zomato. So amount of carbon dioxide that is being spent while delivering your food, preparing your food, same amount of carbon dioxide Zomato is absorbing by their other activities. Maybe Zomato is planting trees somewhere. Maybe they are investing in renewable energy. Maybe they are recycling waste. So the amount of carbon dioxide they release due to their activities, same amount they absorb. So they claim that Zomato is a carbon neutral company or your food delivery is carbon neutral. That means Zomato is not putting any burden on nature, any burden on environment. This is what they claim. So as the awareness among people, consumers are increasing, companies are trying to become carbon neutral. It has become a concept right now that even countries are claiming that we will become carbon neutral. India says that we will be a carbon neutral country by 2070. This is India's target, that India will become a carbon neutral country by 2070. So that means amount of carbon dioxide India releases will be equal to the absorption. Okay. Rajiv Gandhi International Airport, Hyderabad, is a carbon neutral airport. Do you know this? It's a first carbon neutral airport of India. So Hyderabad airport, how much carbon dioxide they release in daily activity, same amount of carbon dioxide they absorb. So it is a eco-friendly airport. First carbon neutral airport of India. Read about this, point number 3. Okay. In second line, a word is written climate neutral. See, it means the same thing. Whether you call carbon neutral, whether you call climate neutral, it is the same meaning. Sorry? See, that is what we are trying to do. We are trying to achieve both the things. First, we want to reduce the emissions, and even if we are doing emissions, we are trying to absorb the same amount. So we are working on both ends. Carbon neutral, yes, it's the same thing. Net zero emissions is the same thing as carbon neutral. Done with the topic? Okay. Right. Yes. In the example of? See, as such, we don't have a specific initiative for being carbon neutral. Most of our policies and schemes, they had a component that we will try to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Like you have Green Highway Mission in India. What is happening in Green Highway Mission? National Highway Authority of India, they are planting trees between the highways, 2 lanes of the highways. That all over India, whatever national highways we have, we will plant trees there. So it will reduce the dust pollution and greenhouse gases coming from the vehicles. And it will also stop the accidents that will happen due to the flare. So ideally, it is about stopping the accidents. But they have included a component that if we plant trees on the road, on the highways, and on the side of the highways, it will help India in achieving carbon neutrality. So as such, we don't have a direct mission to become carbon neutral, but most of our schemes and projects, they contribute to it. Sorry? Industries' initiatives are being taken themselves. Government does not have foundation on them. As an industrialist, you can contribute in being achieving carbon neutrality. Like government have green credits program. Green credit programs, like if you are planting trees, if you are investing in planting trees, same amount of tax rebate would be given to you. So why they are doing this? So that as an industry, You invest in afforestation renewable energy project. Same amount you can claim as tax rebate. So that is for wholesomeness of environment. If we increase green cover, there would be so many benefits. It is not about becoming carbon neutral only. So if you ask any special initiatives, no, as such no. But most of our initiatives or schemes, they contribute to it. That India becoming a carbon neutral country. Okay. Right, one assignment, read about Panchamrit of India. Panchamrit of India. Write it as your assignment. Read about Panchamrit of India. Panchamrit are 5 promises that India has made related to climate change. So what are those 5 promises, 5 targets? Read about them. One target I told you, India will become carbon neutral by 2070. This is one promise. There are 4 others also. Now we will move to the impacts of climate change. So above point number 4 in your printout, point number 4, ocean warming. Above that, write one subtopic, impacts of climate change. Write this above point number 4, impacts of climate change. Because from now onwards, you will read the impacts. What impacts are there? So the very first impact we will discuss is on ocean warming. Where is global warming going? It is going in ocean. Excess heat is absorbed by ocean. Whatever energy or heat atmosphere is trapping, that heat is going into oceans. So the major impact of climate change is on oceans. Oceans are absorbing that excess heat, excess radiation. And oceans are becoming warm and warm day by day. Because they are absorbing heat. 93% of global warming heat goes into ocean. And the most bad impact of global warming is on ocean because they are absorbing the heat. If you look at the experiments being done, this is the record, the data which says that if you measure the temperature of every 10-year gap, what you will find that the temperature of ocean is rising. Every 10 year, it never came down. Average temperature always rising. And this is the present scenario, that our oceans are becoming warmer as compared to the past. It has become warmer. Even the records confirm it. If you look at the world map, more red this area appears, more red is the area, it means it has become more and more warm. Oceans have becoming warm day by day. So the most bad impact of climate change is on oceans. They are getting warmer. Ocean water is becoming warmer. Even the recent headline says, report by European Union monitor Copernicus, an agency which monitors the ocean health. They says that ocean warming rate has nearly doubled. That oceans are becoming warmer as twice as the previous one. Since 2005, it has doubled. Ocean covers 70% of Earth's surface. And ocean regulate the climate on Earth. Oceans are important because it regulates the climate on Earth. But our oceans are becoming warm day by day. Ocean warming has increased continuously, never came down, continuously since 1960. That our oceans are becoming warm. It is happening since 1960, but accelerated since 2005. That this warming has reached alarming level in last 20 years. So that is not a theoretical thing you are studying, it is a real event. That oceans are becoming warm, it is not a bookish knowledge. This is happening in real. That our oceans all over the world are becoming warm. So what is the problem it will lead to? What problem it can create? If ocean continues like this, they keep on becoming warmer and warmer, what will happen? Or what can happen? Okay, coastal areas would be submerged. True. See, the very first bad impact that you can consider, if our oceans are becoming warmer, fishes and other species, fishes which lives in water, they can tolerate small temperature range. So if temperature increases, fishes will leave that place. They will move somewhere else. Fishes will migrate. So if ocean becomes warm, fishes will migrate. And you have studied food chain few days back. You remove one species, whole food chain will collapse. So if fishes migrate, food chain will break. Environment stability will end. And there was a very good article, it is old article 2 years back, but it will give you complete information. You search this article and read that when you get that PPT. Fishing in uncertain waters. Whole page of this newspaper is about these fishermen from Kerala. What is happening with them? They are not able to catch the fishes. Their livelihood is suffering, their income is suffering. Because the part of the ocean where they used to take their boats to catch fishes, now fishes number have reduced. And it is believed that fishes have moved away from that place. They have gone. Why they have moved away from that place? Because the water has become warm. And because of ocean warming, their income, their livelihood is suffering. Food security has suffered in this region. So you can put this also as a bad impact. If ocean becomes warm, food chain will break. If ocean becomes warm, fishes will migrate. Livelihood and income of fishermen will suffer. So these are the two bad impacts you can consider. So point number 4. Start reading this and read till point number B. Read the first 2 points, 4th A and 4th B. Till point number B you have to read. So, are you clear on these two bad impacts? Let's see one more. Ocean currents. Ocean currents are river-like flow in the ocean. Ocean currents flow in constant volume, fixed direction, river-like flow. There are two types of ocean currents. One which you can see in blue, one which you see in red. This is warm ocean current and this is cold ocean current. Two types of ocean currents are there, warm ocean current and cold ocean current. Why they flow? What is the reason? They flow due to temperature difference. There is a temperature difference between equator and pole. So due to this temperature difference, they flow. So the major reason behind flow of ocean current is temperature difference. This is a natural phenomena. But what topic you are reading right now? Ocean warming. So if ocean becomes warm, this temperature difference will be disturbed. If ocean becomes warm, the temperature difference between equator and pole will be disturbed. And the flow of ocean currents will also be disturbed. They will not flow like this. Their pattern will change. You will observe the changes in their flow. And again, it is not a bookish thing. This experiment was done by the scientist. Elephant seals that you look here is a marine animal. Elephant seals lives in ocean. Elephant seals have a characteristic that they can travel a long distance in a day. They swim long distance in a day. So some of the elephant seals were captured and data recorders were fit on them. And data was collected. Data related to what? Ocean currents. So in this scientific experiment, it was concluded that ocean currents, their pattern is changing. They are showing deviation from their path. So it is already happening. Okay, it is no more a bookish thing that ocean currents will change. Ocean currents have started to change. Their pattern is showing some deviation. So this is what scientists believe, that it is happening due to global warming. That ocean currents, their pattern is changing. And if ocean currents pattern change, then climatic conditions will also change. Most of our ocean currents are related to climatic processes. If they change, climatic processes will also change. So this is another bad impact you can take. Read point number C and point number D. Okay, so point number D, what it says, that ocean warming can lead to expansion of water. What it means? See, if you provide heat to any substance, it expands. So if ocean is becoming warmer, the water will expand. And if the water will expand, sea level will rise. Coastal areas will be submerged. Due to sea level rise, there would be submergence. So this is another problem that you can consider. Point number D. So the points that you have studied here are the problems related to climate change. Whenever you are writing an answer, whenever you are writing an essay on climate change, you can mention them. You can mention these points, that these are the problems of climate change. Okay. Now we'll talk about the next problem, ozone. So point number 5, ozone depletion. Just write the subtopic there, ozone depletion or ozone hole. Ozone depletion or ozone hole. Okay. So look here. Ozone is present in stratosphere. Ozone is present in stratosphere. You call it ozone layer. This is good for you. It is good ozone. Why we call it good ozone? Because it protects you from ultraviolet rays. Ultraviolet rays which is coming from sun. So this ozone protects you from that. It works like an umbrella for you. Otherwise, these ultraviolet rays can cause some health issues. Ultraviolet rays are not good for your health. If you are in contact with ultraviolet rays, your body immunity will reduce. Chances of skin diseases, allergies, and skin cancer is very high. Even cataract in eyes can happen due to ultraviolet rays. So ultraviolet rays, they have a damaging effect on your health. What protects you from ultraviolet rays? Ozone layer. So it is good for you. It works like an umbrella for you. But ozone is also formed in troposphere, where you are present. You are part of troposphere. Troposphere is the lowermost layer. You are part of troposphere. Ozone also forms here. It forms due to pollution. This is not natural. This is man-made. Okay. This is natural. This is man-made. So the ozone, which is present in troposphere, is harmful to you. So this is not good ozone. This is bad ozone. Because it causes damages to your lungs. If ozone is present in stratosphere, it protects you from ultraviolet rays. But the same ozone, if it is present in troposphere, it can damage your lungs. Because ozone is a harmful gas for your respiratory system. You inhale it, there would be allergy, asthmatic issues in your lungs. So it causes extensive damage to your respiratory system. So that is why you say it is not good for you. Same gas, no changes in chemical composition, same gas. If it is in stratosphere, it is good. If it is in troposphere, it is bad. So first of all, you should understand this difference. Which ozone is good for you? Which ozone is good for you? Stratospheric ozone. Okay, right here itself in the printout, right here. Ozone layer present in stratosphere. Ozone layer present in stratosphere protects us from UV rays, while the ozone in troposphere, which is result of ozone in troposphere, which is result of pollution. Ozone in troposphere, which is result of pollution, is harmful for respiratory system. Full stop. Ozone hole is Ozone hole is phenomena. Ozone hole is phenomena related to stratospheric ozone. Ozone hole is phenomena related to stratospheric ozone. Okay. So the topic that you are studying, which ozone we are concerned with? Stratospheric ozone. So first be clear on this. Ozone hole is the topic that you are reading. Which ozone we are talking about? We are talking about stratospheric ozone, good ozone. So ozone hole is related to stratosphere. Ozone layer which is present in stratosphere got reduced, kept on reducing, and there was a hole in the layer. So the thickness kept on reducing and there was a hole. You can see through that hole. Okay. Ultraviolet rays can pass through that hole. So the layer got completely damaged and there was a hole. Why this happened? Gases like CFC and HCFC, where they are used? They are used in manufacturing of AC and fridge. This is where they are used. They are considered in short, you call them ODS, ozone depleting substance. That means they can cause damage to ozone layer. Chlorofluorocarbon and hydrochlorofluorocarbon. You use them in cooling industry and they cause damage to ozone. More gases like this we use or we release, it will damage the ozone. So ozone hole happened because of this. The usage of chlorofluorocarbon and usage of hydrochlorofluorocarbon. They are the main reasons why ozone layer got reduced. So we use a term for them. We call them ozone depleting substance, or in short, we call them ODS. Okay. Point number 5. Read, go to the next page, point number 11. Read above the table. There is a table given, Arctic and Antarctica. Read the information which is written above the table. Start point number 5 and read till the point above the table. That is what we will discuss. That is what our topic is. Why it happened over Antarctica. See, it happened all over the world. The maximum damage was over Antarctica. There are no industries, but chlorofluorocarbon can travel. It can move with the wind. That is what we will discuss. We'll see that. So there is a point which has been underlined that chlorofluorocarbon has got a long lifetime. Long lifetime of 20 to 120 years. It means once you release chlorofluorocarbon, it can remain in atmosphere for more than 100 years. It has got a long life. So this is one point that you have to understand, that gases like chlorofluorocarbon have got a very long life. They can remain in atmosphere for more than 100 years. So this is the first point. Now ozone hole is the problem that you associate with Antarctica. That ozone hole was biggest over Antarctica. Now why over Antarctica? That is what we will discuss. So to understand this reason that why ozone hole was largest over Antarctica, why it happened over Antarctica, why the ozone depletion was largest over Antarctica. So for that you have to understand the geographical conditions of Antarctica. So you compare two places. Two cold locations of the world, Arctic and Antarctica. Arctic is a water body surrounded by land, large continents. From different sides. So it's a water body surrounded by land. But if you look at Antarctica, Antarctica is a landmass surrounded by a very big ocean from all the four sides. A vast ocean. So there is a difference between their geography. Arctic is a water body surrounded by land, big continents, while Antarctica is a landmass surrounded by very big ocean, very vast ocean. You might be familiar with this concept that if you provide equal heat to land and water, if land and water receives equal heat, equal amount of energy, which will become warm first? Land will become warm first. Land becomes warm earlier, cools down earlier. Water will take time. So if you compare these two places, here the presence of water is more. It will take time to become warm. It will take time to heat up. It will become warm earlier. Landmass is present. So if you compare these two locations, Arctic and Antarctica, what you can conclude? That between them, which would be more cold? Antarctica would be more cold, because here ocean will take time to become warm. Here landmass becomes warm earlier. So this is a cold place. Antarctica is more cold. This is what you have to conclude in the comparison. Are you clear on this? In the table, read first 2 points. First 2 points. Are you clear on these 2 points? If you compare Arctic and Antarctica, Antarctica is more cold. But there is one more reason why Antarctica is more cold. So if you look at Antarctica, you will find one more phenomena. There is a cold ocean current which flows around Antarctica. It flows around Antarctica. The name of this cold ocean current is west wind drift. It's a very strong cold ocean current. So if a strong cold ocean current is flowing around Antarctica, what this cold ocean current will do? It will keep Antarctica cold. It will maintain the temperature of Antarctica. You will not see this powerful ocean current, any powerful ocean current near Arctic. Cold ocean currents are there in Arctic also, but not as powerful as this one. Because it is free flowing. It flows around Antarctica, never gets obstructed. So this cold ocean current maintains the cold conditions of Antarctica. That is why Antarctica is more cold. This is third reason. If you compare Arctic and Antarctica, this is another reason why Antarctica is more cold. Read point number 3. Done with this? Are you done with the comparison? So you are comparing two cold locations of the world, but which one is more cold? Antarctica is more cold. So this is another point that you have to understand. Different layers of atmosphere. Lowermost layer, troposphere. Troposphere is the lowermost layer. Above troposphere, stratosphere. Most of the climate phenomena happens in troposphere. Rainfall happens in troposphere. Cyclone occurs in troposphere. Cloud formation also happens in troposphere. Most of your climatic process happens here. But there is a unique type of cloud which is formed in stratosphere. The name of this cloud is PSC, polar stratospheric clouds. Cloud formation also takes place in stratosphere. Polar stratospheric clouds. Polar stratospheric clouds need low temperature for their formation. They need a temperature around -40 degrees Celsius for their formation. So that means they will be formed at cold locations. You have compared two places, Arctic and Antarctica. Which one is more cold? And these clouds, they need cold temperature to form. So where they will be forming more? In Antarctica. See, polar stratospheric clouds form all over the world. You will find them all over the world. But where they will be more? In Antarctica. So polar stratospheric clouds are like this. This is the image few years back released by NASA. This image shows cloud cover. This is Antarctica, cloud cover over Antarctica. But if you look at the top, that colorful cloud is PSC, polar stratospheric cloud, which is formed over Antarctica. So polar stratospheric clouds will be forming at that place where you have cold climate. Just now you concluded where you will find more cold climate? Antarctica. So where these clouds will be forming in large numbers? Antarctica. Okay. Till this point it is clear? Now our question was why ozone hole was largest over Antarctica. So you have to combine all the points. What you read about chlorofluorocarbon? Long life. Chlorofluorocarbon can remain in atmosphere for more than 100 years. So if chlorofluorocarbon can remain in atmosphere for more than 100 years, it mixes with air because it has got long time to become a part of the air. So chlorofluorocarbon mixes with air, and with air it moves from troposphere to stratosphere. With air, chlorofluorocarbon moves from troposphere to stratosphere, and in stratosphere chlorofluorocarbon gets deposited. Chlorofluorocarbon gets deposited over these clouds. These clouds provide a surface on which chlorofluorocarbon can get deposited. So once again, chlorofluorocarbon got a long life, mixes with air, and with air it travels from troposphere to stratosphere. Stratosphere is at a lower height at poles. After 6 kilometers, stratosphere will come at poles. So it reaches chlorofluorocarbon with air from troposphere reaches to stratosphere. And once it reaches stratosphere, chlorofluorocarbon gets deposited over these clouds. Where these clouds are formed in large numbers? Antarctica. And so that means chlorofluorocarbon will be getting deposited over Antarctica. More chlorofluorocarbon, more damage to ozone. Chlorofluorocarbon will destroy the ozone. So that is why largest damage occurred over Antarctica. So you have to establish the connection. Chlorofluorocarbon mixes with air. From troposphere, moves to stratosphere. And when it moves to stratosphere, it gets deposited over these clouds. Where you will find these clouds in more numbers? Antarctica. So more chlorofluorocarbon over Antarctica. And that chlorofluorocarbon, what it will do? It will damage the ozone. So that is why maximum damage occurred over Antarctica. Or that is why you associate ozone hole, the problem of ozone hole, with Antarctica. Are you clear on this? Read about it. Complete this. Yes. These are? No, auroras are lighting sensations that you see. Auroras are the bright light that you see in the sky. Auroras happens because the solar wind, that is the plasma, which comes from the sun, interacts with our magnetic field. So that is the light that you see. These are not, that aurora is not a cloud, it's a light. Okay. The colors are happening, the colorful cloud is due to the chemical reactions happening within the cloud. That is why the colors are appearing. So now, will you be able to explain the problem of ozone hole? Why it happened? Where it happened? It happened over Antarctica. Why only over Antarctica? So will you explain this now? Understood? So this is the second problem related to climate change. First was ocean warming, second is ozone depletion related to climate change. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow then from here. Okay, just wait a minute. Just a small thing. See, when you go to for your exam, for your prelims or for your mains, there's one thing written in your admit card that if you are late beyond 20 minutes, you will not be permitted in the exam. What happened in 2018? There was a student studying in one of the popular coaching in Delhi, in old Rajendra Nagar. He was from Karnataka, single child of his parents, and he was preparing, getting good marks in the test series. The day when he appeared for the prelims, he was 20 minutes late. So he was not allowed to enter into the exam hall. He pleaded that I prepared hard, gave my 1 year, 1.5 year, kindly allow. Authorities didn't allow him. He went back to the room, committed suicide. Okay. So just understand, he woke up that day considering that I'll clear prelims. He was working for his dreams. Same day he died. Why? Because he was 20 minutes late. So there are consequences of your action. Ideally should not have happened, but rules are rules. You should understand. So don't make it a habit of going late to a place, coming late to the class. See, previous classes which I have taken at Hyderabad, I don't allow if you come after 20 minutes. So I'll do that for you also. You are late with 20 minutes, you will not be allowed. Make it a habit of not coming late than 20 minutes. You are late than 20 minutes, come after the break. Are you clear on this? You have any objection to it? Even if you would have said yes, nothing would have happened. We'll see you tomorrow then. And you can see this story. I'm not telling you a false story. It's on internet also. That's 2018 prelims case.